Hey Podheads, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Starbuck, and tonight we're taking a look at the Doctor Strange Omnibus by Chris Bachalo and Jason Aaron. So stick around, let's talk comics. Hey Podheads, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Starbuck, aka Prince of Dorkness, and today we're going to take a look at the Doctor Strange Omnibus by Jason Aaron and Chris Bachalo. Those of you that are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe below, ring the bell for notifications so you know when I have new content. Those of you who are not new to the channel will remember that this book was on my top 10 most wanted omnibuses for 2022. So I'm really excited to bring this to you, squad. I'm going to do a lot of overhead shots so that you can see a lot of the artwork, this beautiful Chris Bachalo artwork. And while we're doing that, I'll go ahead and talk to you a little bit about this book. So, Doctor Strange is necessarily weird in every iteration that I've read. That being said, I have not read very much. This is basically my first Doctor Strange chunk that I'm reading here, and I'm so excited that it was this run because I like Jason Aaron, but Chris Bachalo is one of my all-time favorite artists, so I was really excited to dig into this book and really just take as much away from it as I could. I really enjoyed this book. For the most part, the first 10 issues or more really kind of follow this young lady in the story named Zelma, who becomes the librarian for Doctor Strange. She takes care of his books and tries to avoid walking into his kitchen and being eaten by the refrigerator. It's a fantastical and funny story pretty much throughout. There's a lot of levity, and the beautiful artwork, the incredibly striking and weird and exciting artwork by Chris Bachalo makes the story that much more exotic because you get these otherworldly visuals that are just like no one else draws. He's one of my all-time favorite artists for a reason, and it's because you know his work when you see it. It's just that good. Besides seeing the introduction of Zelma in the story and kind of her joining the Strange family and that kind of thing, we also see a very touching story involving Wong that really brings the relationships that Doctor Strange has into focus. And I felt like it was a really fun story. Luckily, it wasn't a book that kind of ended on a downtrodden note, but it did reflect upon itself and you get to see the characters grow. So in that way, the book was a fun story, and it was kind of an all's well that ends well type of story. I love the artwork. I love the various stories in this book. There are a few different overarching storylines in the book. You get to see basically the end of magic with the empirical storyline. You also get to see what Doctor Strange keeps in the cellar. Throughout the story, you get these glimpses and bits of story that come out of the doorways in the hallway of the Sanctus Sanctorum, and it is utterly brilliant the way that some story threads are left for the reader with just a panel that tells you a little bit about what the story could have been had something a little different happen. So you see all of these different dimensions and scary places through these doors, but you also get to see what someone like Doctor Strange keeps in the cellar. And let me just say, the introduction of the character of Mr. Misery, which I imagine is new, that part of the story was fantastic. It was a dark and sinister part of a story that tells about a very flawed but very likable character. This Doctor Strange is younger than what I'm familiar with generally. A little bit of a philanderer, but also resigned to the suffering that he goes through for his craft and for the people that he works to save. So I thought that overall it was a really fun story. It had some awesome moments. I laughed out loud. I felt like there were genuinely touching moments as well. I liked the introduction, the way that they had Zelma come to join the house, and I really think that it's nice when they do the kind of redemption stories for the secondary characters, in this case Wong. I think that this was one of my favorite books that I've read this year, and I definitely think you should pick it up as well. This book does retail for $75. However, if you click the link below, it'll take you to Organic Price Books where you can get it at a steep discount, as well as plug in the code Dorkness at checkout for an extra $2 off, guys. Make sure to go ahead and support Organic Price Books. They support us and they support you. They have the best shipping in the industry, and it's my pleasure to work with them. So make sure that you click that link below to pick up this book at Organic Price Books. And that's my video, folks. Thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure that you click the bell for notifications, and I will catch you on the flip side. Remember, when all else fails, take a nap.